you very much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and welcome to Pointless, the quiz show that puts obscure knowledge to the test. Let's meet today's players. Well, welcome, Ian and Grant. You're our first pair on the show. Now, how do you two know each other?
We actually met about 8 years ago playing football for a mutual friends team. Unfortunately, Ian's got progressively worse over the years and is now the manager, but I still play.
And when you're not playing football, what do you do, Grant?
In my spare time, we love to play golf. We're quite sporty people, really, so through the love of that, it's where we tend to spend most of our time. OK, so we've covered football and golf. What do you do when you're in the time that's not spare? What's your job? Well, work-wise, I'm a plasterer, so
Plasterer.
yeah, hard work, but pays the bills, so.
Ian, how about you?
Manage a leisure centre, just a day-to-day running of the building, really. Obviously, pools and gyms and things, so yeah, obviously sport and leisure would be hopefully a strong topic for me should it come up.
Strong
today.
topic. Well, very best of luck. It's great to have you here. Next, we welcome Vicki and Hannah. Now, how do you two know each other?
Can't you tell we're identical twins?
she's dreaming there, obviously. You can tell what age gap she's my mother. Obviously.
Where are you from, Vicki?
We're from Sheffield.
From Sheffield. Very good. What do you do, Vicki?
I work in admin in an office for local authority building control.
Very good. And how about you, Hannah?
I'm a trade union convener.
What sort of things do you convene?
I do things like disciplinaries, grievances, you know, really easy things.
What's going to be fun for you on Pointless this afternoon, Hannah? What would be a great category for you?
Ooh, probably Alfred Hitchcock films or something like that. That'd be good, but I don't know if it'd be very that specific. You can say it.
OK, so film is a big
yeah,
thing.
I like films.
Hitchcock.
I watch random things, yes.
Very good. Well, it's great to have you here. Welcome to the show and best of luck on it. Next, we welcome back Chris and Colin. You were on the show last time. Everyone gets 2 chances to reach the Pointless final, and this is your last chance. Remind us what happened.
Well, last time we brought shame on our fine city of Norwich, or more specifically I did, I think. But we went up against some really good competition and we just didn't cut the Norfolk mustard, really.
You didn't cut the Norfolk mustard.
Absolutely.
Chris, what would you like to see come up this afternoon?
In spare time, I do quite like to look at some classic cars, particularly sort of 70s retro cars, so anything there would be great, please, yeah.
OK, Colin, how about you?
I suppose I'm quite into my film, so anything with Al Pacino in, it's kind of acting royalty to me, so I think anything with Al Pacino, and I'll have a good chance, so.
Very good indeed. Well, best of luck to the pair of you. Great to have you back. And finally, we welcome back Andy and Claire. You were also on the show last time. Remind us what happened to you.
Yep, we did quite well last time. We got through to the head-to-head, but we came undone on geography and literature. US states larger than the UK.
That's right. We're hoping that this time round, US states smaller than the UK comes up because we have loads of those, apparently. We know them all.
Very good. And what would you like to see come up this afternoon, Andy?
I had thought geography, but after last time, I'm not so sure. Music, TV, film, that sort of thing. OK, Claire?
Although, having listened to everybody seems to be into their film, so I don't know whether that would be a good idea. I was going to say film, but maybe another punt at geography, maybe with a question I know the answer to. That would be good.
Fair enough. What are your interests, Claire?
I run a guide unit. I volunteer for Girl Guiding UK, so I run a unit for sort of 10 to 14-year-olds. So that takes up a bit of my time, organising unit meetings, taking them camping and doing all sorts of things, so I enjoy that.
Very good. How about you, Andy?
I enjoy playing a bit of football, five-a-side and squash as well. Well,
it's great to have you back, Andy and Claire. I'm predicting great things for you this afternoon. But as you know, I'm always wrong. We'll find out more about all of you throughout the show. There's only one person left for me to introduce. When the going gets obscure, he gets going. He's my pointless friend. He's Richard.
Hiya. How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you, Richard.
Excellent. Show 199.
I know, 199.
I know, who would have thought? Got 2 returning pairs as well. One of the pairs was in the head-to-head, Andy and Claire. They were very, very strong. One of the pairs, Chris and Colin, I think slightly let themselves down. And there's a lot of people today who play five-a-side football. And I'm thinking, 8 of them, 2 of us, a little game of five-a-side. We could be captains, rather than do pointless.
Let's definitely do that, shall we?
Yes? Do you think? Is that all right with everyone?
Yeah.
No, I'll tell you what. Let's do a quiz instead.
Okay. Anyway, We put all our questions to 100 people before the show, but this is pointless, so we are after the obscure answers they didn't get. To stay in the game with a chance to win our jackpot, all our players need to do is score as few points as they can. Now, what everyone's trying to do, of course, is find a pointless answer. That's an answer that none of our 100 people gave, and each time that happens, we will add £250 to the jackpot. Rupert and Catherine won the jackpot last time, so today's jackpot starts off at £1,000. Right, let's play Pointless. Now, in the first round, each of you must give me one answer, and you cannot confer with your partner. Whichever team has the highest score at the end of the round will be eliminated. OK, our first category this afternoon is British actors. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, let's find out what the question is. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many Ewan McGregor films as they could.
Yeah, looking for any feature film made for cinema release for which Ewan McGregor has received an acting credit prior to April 2011. As always, short films, TV films, documentaries don't count, but voice performances do. Very best of luck.
OK. Now then, Grant and Ian, you all drew lots before the show, and this afternoon you get to go first. Grant, Ewan McGregor films.
Yeah, I think I got a reasonable one. I remember watching it a few years back and not understanding what was going on, but I think the film he was in was called Big Fish.
Big Fish. Now, that could be a spectacular answer. You're hoping to score as few points as possible. Big Fish. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Big Fish. Very well done, Grant. 10 for Big Fish. Richard.
Yeah, very well played, Grant, from 2003. Fairly incomprehensible. It's a Tim Burton film. And Ewan McGregor and Albert Finney play younger and older versions of the same character.
Very good. Hannah.
I was thinking of that one.
Were you really?
Yeah, and so I'm thinking of one of his early ones, but possibly there's a couple in my head, so I'm going to go for one that's quite gruesome, Shallow Grave.
Shallow Grave. Shallow Grave. You're hoping to score as few points as possible with Shallow Grave. Let's see if that's a correct answer, and if it is, let's see how many people said Shallow Grave. That's right. Down it goes. 10. Same score. Very good result for Shallow Grave, Richard.
Yeah, from 1994, which is a depressing 17 years ago, Shallow Grave. It's when he first really sort of had his big break in lots of ways, Shallow Grave.
Now then, Chris, Ewan McGregor films.
My 2-year-old son's a big fan of this one. I'm going to go with Robots.
Robots. Robots. OK, you're trying to find a nice, obscure Ewan McGregor film. You're saying Robots. Let's see if it's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Robots. Chris, that's a pointless answer. That adds £250 to today's jackpot, taking the total up to £1,250, and it scores you nothing. Very well done indeed.
Yeah, very well played, Chris. What's your son called?
Milo.
Well, I think Milo has just added £250 to the jackpot there. Yeah, Ewan McGregor voices Rodney Copperbottom, the inventor in that film. It's also got Halle Berry and Robin Williams and various people. It seems to me the best argument for having children. It helps on Pointless quite a lot, doesn't it? There's probably other reasons, but that to me seems the best. Look at Vicki. Hannah's even here.
Thanks very much, Richard. And well done, Chris. That's a great answer. Now then, Claire. Claire, a nice, obscure Ewan McGregor film.
This is going to sound like a lie, but I was thinking Big Fish. And then my mind has gone blank, apart from a really obvious one, which I'm going to have to go for, and it's Moulin Rouge.
Moulin Rouge, OK. Moulin Rouge. You're hoping to score as few points as possible with Moulin Rouge. Let's see if it's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Moulin Rouge. Not bad, 23. 23 for Moulin Rouge. I just had a horrible thought.
Oh, what's that?
The reason why that's a surprisingly low score is because it was a long time ago.
It was 10 years ago. It's not too bad.
Yeah, but I thought it was like 2 years ago. It's 10 years ago.
No, and if you're watching the Repeat On Challenge, that was 14 years ago. Yeah, from 2001, plays an English writer.
OK, well, we're halfway through the round, so let's take a look at the scores as they stand. Chris and Colin on nothing. Fantastic answer there with robots. Grant and Ian and Hannah and Vicki on 10. 2 good answers there. And Claire and Andy, that really wasn't bad at all. 23, you're not too far ahead of the field. But Andy, you're going to have to make up for that. You are the high scorers. You're going to have to try and find some nice, obscure Ewan McGregor movie for the next pass. OK, we're going to come back down the line. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, we are looking for Ewan McGregor films. Andy, you're the high scorers, as I say, on 23.
Yeah, I've got a couple of films. 2 of them are very, very obvious and aren't going to be good for us. One would be a big gamble. I'm not confident enough in the answer, so I'm going to go for I Love You, Philip Morris.
I Love You, Philip Morris.
Yep.
OK, let's see if I Love You, Philip Morris is right. And if it is, let's see how many people said it. Obviously, there's no red line for you because you are the highest scorers. Well done, it's right. Still going down. Very well done, Andy, that's great. 5 for I Love You, Philip Morris takes your total up to 28. Richard?
Yeah, I'd say it's a very good answer, Andy. From 2009, starred with Jim Carrey.
Colin?
Yes.
Colin, thanks to Chris's brilliant answer in the first pass, you are on nothing.
He's keeping me in the game.
The high scorers are Andy and Claire on 28, which means if you can score 27 or less, you're definitely in the next round.
I will go with a film I think he starred in with Cameron Diaz called A Life Less Ordinary.
A Life Less Ordinary, you're saying. OK, very good. Here's your red line. If you get below that red line with A Life Less Ordinary, you're through to the next round. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said A Life Less Ordinary. You've done it. Very well done. 10 for Life Less Ordinary takes your total up to 10. You're through to the next round. Richard?
Yeah, another score of 10 from 1997. Most of the same team have made Shallow Grave, actually. He plays a cleaner who takes Cameron Diaz hostage.
So, Vicki, remember, we are looking for Ewan McGregor films. You are on 10. The high scorers are Andy and Claire on 28, which means if you can score 17 or less, you're through to the next round.
Don't know any Ewan McGregor films, only like the obvious one, which I think will be more than I need. So it's going to have to be a gamble. And I'm going to say the last Shrek film, which is Shrek 4.
Shrek 4. You're saying Shrek 4. All right, Vicki, there's your red line. Below that red line, you're through to the next round. Let's see if Shrek 4 is right. And if it is, let's see how many people said Shrek 4. Bad luck, Vicki. I'm afraid that's an incorrect answer, which means you scored a maximum of 100 points. That takes your total up to 110. Richard?
Yeah, it's called Shrek Forever After is actually the full name of it, but he wasn't in it.
Ian, you've just been thrown the most massive lifeline there, haven't you?
You just don't believe how big the lifeline is, trust me. Not a strong area of mine at all. I'm just trying to think of a film which has got many different stars in it. They may well have been in. I am guessing. I'll just say Love Actually.
Love Actually. There's your red line. Let's find out. Is Ewan McGregor in Love Actually? And if he is, how many people said it? Love Actually. Oh, bad luck, Ian. Bad luck. Unfortunately, that is a wrong answer, which means you scored a maximum of 100 points, taking your total up to 110. So this is very exciting. Richard?
Yeah, I'm afraid he wasn't in Love Actually. That was the film he wasn't in before he wasn't in Shrek Forever After.
Well, as it's a tie, your scores are going to be reset to 0, and the tied pairs have to give me one more answer each, and the pair that gets the highest score will be eliminated, but you are now allowed to confer. OK, so, Ian and Grant.
You're on your own, mate, so whatever you think. I'm quite happy with no pressure or anything, obviously, but...
Okay, I'm not 100% sure, but I think we'll go for the gamble, and I think he's in one called The Island.
The Island. The Island. Let's see if that's a right answer, and if it is, let's see how many people said The Island. It's right. It's right. 14. $14 for The Island.
Happy with that, Alexander. Very happy.
Well done, Ian and Grant. Now then, Vicki and Hannah. 14 is what you have to beat.
There's three. There's the obvious one, that's train spotting. But then there was two that I couldn't remember the name of, and Mum's just come up with one with Baring's Bank, which Mum said it's Rogue Trader, and then there's another one, but it's a bit of a musical with Love in the title, and I can't remember what it were.
I have to go for Rogue Trader.
So,
Rogue Trader.
Rogue Trader.
Rogue Trader. I'd forgotten about that. Rogue Trader. There's your red line. Below that red line, Vicki and Hannah, you are through to the next round. Rogue Trader. Good luck. Let's see how many of our 100 people remembered that. Yep, there we go. It's right. Will it go down below 14? Yes, it will. Look at that. Very, very well remembered. That's a great answer. 5 for Rogue Trader, and that sees you through to the next round. Richard.
Vicki, very, very, very well done. That's what Pointless is all about. It's those little things that just nestle at the back of your head, and suddenly you can come up with them at the last second. It's won you a place in the next round. Unlucky guys. I think maybe the one with Love in the title is Down with Love.
That's
thinking
it.
Of.
Bit rubbish.
And down. Let me take a look. Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. That would have scored you 1 point, would have seen you through as well. There's a whole load of pointless answers here. Let's take a look just in case anyone at home has got some of these. Blown Apart, Blue Juice, which is an early surfing film he did with Sean Pertwee, Cassandra's Dream, all of these pointless. Eye of the Beholder, Nanny McPhee in The Big Bang, he's in. Robots, we already heard, very, very good answer from Milo. Stay, Stormbreaker, based on the Alex Rider stories, and he voiced one of the characters in Valiant as well, the pigeon animation. Yeah, very good round from everyone there. Let's take a look at the top scorers, though, the ones that most of our 100 people said. Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, would have scored you 17. The other 2 Star Wars films he's in were also there, but scored less. Moulin Rouge with 23, and right at the top, the one that everyone was trying to avoid all the way through, and probably for the best, Train Spotting would have scored 51 points.
Well, thanks very much, Richard. So at the end of round 1, the losing pair with the highest score, it's Ian and Grant. Oh, well, that was very exciting. You had a stay of execution there, and then you pulled that fantastic, the island out of the bag.
Not quite to be, though. Maybe next time.
Oh, Rogue Trader, though. Well, Ian and Grant, such a shame to be saying goodbye to you so early on, but as you know, you get 2 chances on Pointless, so let's hope you do better next time you are on. Very well done. But for the remaining 3 pairs, it's now time for round 2. Now, obviously, there's only room for 2 pairs in the head-to-head, so one of the teams in front of me now will be leaving at the end of this round. OK, our category for round 2 is... It's the UK. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second?
I'm going first.
And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. And our round 2 question concerns districts and suburbs of UK cities.
Yeah, we're going to show you a list of 6 districts and suburbs in each pass. We asked 100 people to which cities or metropolitan areas do these suburbs belong. The more obscure answers are going to score you fewer points, but if you give us an incorrect answer, you're going to score 100 points. So I'm going to give you 12 districts and suburbs and also 12 to get at home. Very best of luck.
So we are looking for the cities or metropolitan areas to which these districts and suburbs belong. And we have got Chelsea, Splot, Headingley, Moseley, Holgate, Moss Side. I'll read those one more time. Chelsea, Splot, Headingley, Moseley, Holgate, Moss Side. OK, Hannah, there are your districts or suburbs.
Oh, dear.
Oh,
This
dear.
is why I went first, you see, because I'm horrendous at...
They're really hard.
I'm really
aren't they?
good at maps, but just, tell me somewhere and I've not got a clue. But
Yeah.
I have been to one of them, and that's the bottom one. So I'm going to go for that, Moss Side, and I think that's in Manchester.
Moss Side, Manchester. Hannah says, let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people knew that answer. Moss Side, Manchester. It's right. 43.
Yeah, well done, Hannah, though. That's a good answer, but quite high scoring.
Chris, how does that list look to you?
Pretty scary, I'll be honest. I'm going to have to go for the big hitter. It's going to be Chelsea, London.
Ooh, yeah. Someone actually tutted you there, Chris. Chelsea, London, you're saying. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said Chelsea, London. 76. That is better than 100, Chris.
Yeah, could have scored a lot more, though, I think. Yeah, Chelsea was once a very bohemian part of London, now a very well-to-do part of London.
So, Andy, you are the last person to have this board, so you can talk us through all these suburbs and districts and fill in the metropolitan areas to which they belong.
It won't take me very long. I have no idea on Holgate, no idea on Moseley. Henley is a cricket ground, but I don't know where it is. And Splot, I think it's Cardiff.
Splot, Cardiff. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people knew that answer. Splot, Cardiff. It's right. It's right, Andy. Very, very, very well done indeed. That's a brilliant answer. Splot is indeed in Cardiff, and it scores you 6. Richard.
Yeah, very well played, Andy. Where did that one come from?
The traffic reporter on Radio 2. It's from Splot.
Excellent. Yeah, there's a few theories as to why it's called Splot. One, it was originally built on land owned by the Bishop of Llandaff, and people said maybe it's from God's plot. But also, when the houses were being built, supposedly it said 5 plot, and that was misread. But who knows? We may never know.
Who knows?
But the Old English for patch of land is Splot, so I would say that's more likely.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's fill in the rest of the board. Headingley, absolutely, it's a cricket ground, so I suspect that's a big clue for most people. It's in Leeds, would have scored you 29 points. Moseley, a suburb of Birmingham, would have scored you 11. And Holgate, do you know Holgate? Holgate is a pointless answer, so very well done if you said Holgate. And if you did say Holgate, I suspect maybe you live in York, because that's what it is. Pointless answer.
Very good. Well, thanks, Richard. We're halfway through the round, so let's take a look at the scores as they stand. Andy and Claire looking very, very solid there, thanks to Splot. Then up to Hannah and Vicki on 43, and then up to 76 for Chris and Colin. So, yes, Vicki and Colin. I guess it's going to be between you two, really, to decide who stays and who goes. OK, we're going to come back down the line. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, we're going to put 6 more districts or suburbs on the board, and here they are. We have got Craigleith, Gosforth, Toxteth, Headington, Drypool and Govan. I'll read those one more time. Craigleith, Gosforth, Toxteth, Headington, Drypool and Govan. Now remember, we are looking for the cities or metropolitan areas to which these districts or suburbs belong. And obviously, Claire, you're trying to find the one that the fewest of our 100 people knew. How does that look to you?
Terrifying.
Really?
You say I'm trying to find the one with the fewest. I'm trying to find the one that I recognise, and that's proving challenging enough. I'm going to go with Craigleith because the suffix Leith sounds Scottish. I'm going to go for Glasgow.
Craigleith. Glasgow, you're saying. There's your red line. If you get below that red line, you're through to the next round. Glasgow, Craigleith. Is that right? How many people said it, if it is? Oh, Claire.
Yeah.
Oh, bad luck, bad luck. I'm afraid that's an incorrect answer. You scored a maximum of 100 points. That takes your total up to 106. The round is not over yet. Just bear that in mind. It's a difficult board. Richard.
Yeah, difficult board, and Andy's score was so good, you are still in it. I won't give you the answer just in case Colin or Vicki want to have a go at the same one.
Colin. So remember, we are looking for the cities in which you'll find these areas. The high scorers on 106 are Andy and Claire. You're on 76, which means if you can score 29 or less, you are through to the next round.
The only one that I'll take a punt at will be Govan. It sounds Scottish to me. Sounds like kind of a Rabsy Nesbitt type of thing. So I'm going to go very similar to Claire's answer. I'm going to say Glasgow.
You're going to say Govan, Glasgow.
Yeah.
There's your red line. You get below that red line, you're through to the head-to-head. Let's see if Govan and Glasgow go together, and if they do, let's see how many people knew that. It's right. Very well done, Colin. It's right. Is it right enough? Oh! Ho, ho. Well, that scores you 35, takes your total up to 111. Slightly Pyrrhic victory, that one. A brilliant answer.
Yes.
Is it enough to see you through to the head-to-head?
We shall see.
We shall see. Govern, Richard.
Yeah, a few too many points. It is in Glasgow, and it is actually where Rabsy Nesbitt is set as well.
Vicky. The high scorers are now Colin and Chris on 111. You're on 43, which means you need to score 67 or less to be in the head-to-head. Do you think you can do it? How's that board behind me?
I do know Toxteth, and I would like that with Craig Leith, but it's definitely Toxteth. There were riots there in the early 80s, and that's Liverpool.
Toxteth, Liverpool, you're saying. Here's your red line, nice and high. Below that red line, you're through to the head-to-head. Toxteth, Liverpool, is it right? And if it is, how many people said it? It's right, Vicky. And you're through to the head-to-head. Very, very well done. 46 takes your total up to a brilliant low 89. Well played.
Yeah, well played, Vicky. Let's take a look at the rest of the answers, though. Gosforth, that's your neck of the woods.
Newcastle.
Newcastle, absolutely right. 14. Craig Leith, as I suspect Andy knew, it's not Glasgow, it's Edinburgh. Would have scored you 5 points. Headington, do you know Headington?
Well, no, I was just about to say Leeds again, but no,
Headingley.
It's Oxford. It's Oxford.
It is Oxford, yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah.
I would have scored you 3. And Drypool is another pointless answer. Any ideas?
Drypool.
Not a word. However, everybody in Kingston upon Hull will be
Why
saying
would they
that's
know?
where it is. Because it's Hull.
Oh, I see. Oh, right, yes. Thanks very much, Richard. So at the end of round 2, the losing pair with the highest score, it's Chris and Colin. Oh, dear. Yes, exactly. Quite right. Quite right. I'm sorry we didn't have any Norwich suburbs there.
I don't think we'd know them.
No,
I don't think we would.
anyway.
Well, I predicted great things for you, and you've made it through to round 2, which is good.
It's certainly better than we did last time, so...
It's better than you did last time.
Yes.
We've got to see a little bit more of you, but I still don't think we've had your best, I'm afraid. But that's it. That's the end of your pointless road.
Lovely.
Thanks very much for playing, Colin and Chris.
Thank you.
Been brilliant contestants. Thank you. But for the remaining 2 pairs, things are about to get even more exciting now as we enter the head-to-head. Very well done, Andy and Claire, Vicky and Hannah. You've made it through to the head-to-head. Now, obviously, only one pair can make it through to today's final and play for the jackpot, which currently stands at £1,250. Now, you're going to go head-to-head on the best of 3 questions. For each question, each pair needs to give me just one answer, and you are now allowed to confer. All you have to do is come up with an answer that scores less than the other pair, and you will win that question. The first pair to win 2 questions will be playing for today's jackpot. Let's play Pointless. OK, here is your first question. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many of the big 5 African safari animals as they could. Richard?
Yeah, we're looking for any of the big 5 African safari animals. That phrase was first coined by hunters because these 5 were the most difficult to catch. Fortunately, these days, more often used for tourists, as these are the ones you want to see. And we're going with the big 5 as outlined on the Kruger National Park website. Big 5 safari animals, please.
OK, now, Andy and Claire, because you played best throughout the show so far, you get to go first. We're looking for the big 5 African safari animals.
Okay.
OK.
We are going to go for rhinoceros, please.
Rhinoceros. OK, rhinoceros. Vicky and Hannah, you can confer out loud.
We're thinking, because of what Richard said, is that a rhinoceros might be a bit too slow, so they might be quite easy to catch. I don't know. So we're thinking something faster.
Like a cheetah.
So do you go cheetah or a lion and play it a bit safer? I don't know. You can choose. No pressure.
Cheetah.
It better be right.
Cheetah.
She'll get it if it's not right, I tell you. She'll be in a home.
She looked like...
Oh, there's so much riding on this. Right, Andy and Claire, you have said rhinoceros. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said rhinoceros. That's right. 50. 50 for rhino. Now, Vicky, you've said cheetah.
Yeah, it's all depending on this,
It's
isn't it?
all, so much is depending on this. Hannah, what do you think?
Rest of my life.
Cheetah?
It ought to be cheetah, for my mum's sake.
Is it right? And if it is, how many people said cheetah? Good luck, Vicky. Well, that means after the first question, Andy and Claire are ahead 1-0. Richard.
Yeah, well played, Andy and Claire. Let's take a look at all 5 of them. Actually, the ones at the bottom, I think, are actually quite difficult. Well done if you got all 5 of these, though. Buffalo is the best answer there on 7. Leopard, which is similar to a cheetah, would have scored you 16. There's rhino on 50. Then elephant, 86, and lion right at the top on 88.
Right, OK, here is our second question. Vicky and Hannah, you have to win this question to stay in the game. Here it comes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many Shakespeare plays set in Italy as they could.
Yeah, we're looking for the title of any Shakespeare play, and there are quite a few of them that is either wholly or partly set in the country we now know as Italy. We're not including any of Shakespeare's lost plays. Any Shakespeare play wholly or partly set in Italy, please.
Vicky and Hannah, you get to go first this time.
Julius Caesar.
Julius Caesar.
Yep.
Julius Caesar. Andy and Claire, you can talk out loud if you like.
Okay. Well, we're thinking we're going to stay away from Merchant of Venice, Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, they're big ones that people will they'll probably score quite highly. So we're going to go for Two Gentlemen of Verona.
Two Gentlemen of Verona. We have Julius Caesar, we have Two Gentlemen of Verona. Let's see, in the order they've been given. Vicky and Hannah said Julius Caesar. Is it right? How many people said it? It's right. Oh, look at that, 17. 17, great score. Andy and Claire, Two Gentlemen of Verona. Is it right? How many people said it? Is right. Can it do it? Oh! 21. 21, which means after 2 questions, it's 1-1. Richard.
Yeah, very good answers from both teams there. There's actually quite a few. There's 12 plays on this list. Let's take a look at a few of them. 1 point for Titus Andronicus, 1 for Much Ado About Nothing, 2 for The Winter's Tale, 3 for Coriolanus, 4 for All's Well That Ends Well, 8 for The Taming of the Shrew, all of these set in Italy or parts of them set in Italy, 9 for Antony and Cleopatra, 15 for Othello across the Moor of Venice, and there's Julius Caesar on 17, and Andy have already taken us through all of these. Actually, The Two Gentlemen of Verona, that was 21, The Merchant of Venice, 47, and Romeo and Juliet, 73.
Thank you very much, Richard. OK, here is your third question. Whoever wins this question goes through to the final. Here it comes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many nationalities of 2011 Formula One drivers as they could. Richard.
Yeah, we're looking for the nationalities of any of the 22 Formula One drivers who started the 2011 season. So anyone who drove in that first Grand Prix, please, any of their nationalities.
OK, Andy and Claire, you get to go first this time.
We're toying with 2, but we're going to go for Japan. Japanese.
Japanese. Vicky and Hannah, what are you thinking?
Mark Webber's Australian. I'll say Australian.
Australian. OK, Australian. We have Japanese, we have Australian. Right, whoever wins this goes through to the final. Let's find out who it's going to be. Japanese, said Andy and Claire. Is it right? And if it is, how many people said it? Japanese. Yep, it's right. 18 for Japanese. Vicky and Hannah. Australian. Is it right? And if it is, how many people said Australian? It's right. 30. 30, which means after 3 questions, Andy and Claire are through to the final 2-1. Richard.
Yeah, good head-to-head, everybody. Kobayashi is the Japanese driver in Formula One. He won you the points, of course. Quite right. Let's take a look at all the nationalities. Maldonado of Venezuela is there. That would have been a pointless answer. Very well done if you said Venezuela. The Mexican would have scored you 2 points. Sebastian Buemi, the Swiss, would have scored you 3. Belgian 5, Russian 6, that's Petrov. Heikki Kovalainen is Finnish, that's 15. Japanese 18, as we've just seen. Australian Mark Webber, absolutely right, 30. Italian Jarno Trulli, 40. Brazilian 41. Spanish 48, Alguersuari and Alonso. German, they had 6 drivers in that first Grand Prix on 70, and 3 Brits, Hamilton, Button and De Resta, 96 points for that. Very well done if you got one of those low scorers.
Thanks very much, Richard. So hang on, you said Venezuelan.
I said, I think, is there well, I didn't say I think, I said, there's got to be a Venezuelan. And she went, I went, but I don't know. So I went, oh, we'll go for Australian because there definitely is one.
Well, you will be coming back, and on your next appearance on Pointless, let's hope we'll see you right the way through to the final. But thank you so much for playing. Meanwhile, Vicki and Hannah, brilliant contestants. Thank you. But for Andy and Claire, it's now time for our Pointless final and the chance to win our jackpot of £1,250. Well, congratulations, Andy and Claire. You have fought off all the competition and you have won our coveted Pointless trophy, so very, very well done. You now have a chance to win our Pointless jackpot, and at the end of today's show, the jackpot stands at £1,250. Now, the rules are very simple. To win that money, all you have to do is find a pointless answer. That's an answer that none of our 100 people could think of. Now, we've had one pointless answer on the show today. You only have to find one more now, and you will go home with that money. First, though, you've got to choose a category, and you can choose from these 3 options. They are playwrights, reality TV, pop duos.
You're quite good at music. You are?
Yeah. Shall we try?
Yeah, we'll
give that a go.
Yeah. And I'll try and help. I'll try and help.
Yeah, okay. We'd like to try pop duos, please.
Okay, pop duos. Let's find out what the question is. Good luck. Okay. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many Pet Shop Boys UK top 40 singles as they could. Pet Shop Boys. Richard.
Yeah, we're looking for any single released by the Pet Shop Boys or which had them as a featured named artist, which has reached the UK top 40 up to April 2011.
OK, you now have up to 1 minute to come up with 3 answers, and all you need to win that £1,250 is for just one of those answers to be pointless. Your 60 seconds start now.
Right.
OK, well, I only know the obvious ones that I can think of, like West End Girls
yeah.
and Go West, is that one?
Yeah.
Like West.
Well, they covered an Elvis song as well.
Did they? Which one?
You Were Always on My Mind.
Oh, yes. Okay.
That might be worth one.
Well, that's one.
Then, do you remember they had one out Christmas 2010 that they did a sample of classical piece?
Oh, you're going to ask me
it's
the
from,
name?
Yeah, it's from Peer Gynt. Do you remember? Do you remember?
No.
There's the one also, I think it was called Se Vida or something like that.
Oh, yes.
You know that?
I recognise that.
And there's another one out near that time called Bilingual, I think.
Oh, that sounds good. Right.
I don't know why. So, shall we try those 3? Shall we try You Were Always on My Mind, Se Vida and Bilingual?
Yeah.
Unless you can remember that other one. I think it's more random.
I don't know. No, well, I
5 seconds left.
It's a word, but I can't remember what it is. Right, well, just go with those 3.
6 seconds, think about it.
I can't get up. No. Okay.
Your time is up. We were looking for Pet Shop Boys UK top 40 singles. I now need 3 answers from you.
Okay, we're going to go for You Were Always on My Mind.
You Were Always on My Mind.
Se Vida.
Se Vida.
Bilingual.
And Bilingual.
Yeah.
Of those 3, which do you think is your best shot at a pointless answer?
Bilingual,
Probably
I think, because I've never...
Bilingual, put that last.
Then...
Which is your least likely?
You Were Always on My Mind.
You Were Always on My Mind. OK, let's put them up on the board in that order, and here they come. You Were Always on My Mind, Se Vida and Bilingual. There they are. We were looking for Pet Shop Boys UK top 40 singles. You said this was your least confident answer.
Yep.
Remember, you only have to find one pointless answer to win that £1,250 jackpot. Let's see, how many people said You Are Always on My mind? This has to be right and it has to be pointless.
Ooh. You are, so you were.
Unfortunately, that is not a pointless answer. You only have 2 more chances to win today's jackpot. We are looking for Pet Shop Boys UK Top 40 singles. Let's hope nobody said your next answer. This has to be pointless to win the jackpot. For £1,250, let's discover if C'est a vida A is correct and how many people said it. What would you do with £1,250?
We could do a bit to our back garden, which at the moment is a bit of a state, or
we could go on holiday.
Or we could go on holiday, which is probably what we would do.
Go on holiday, then come back and do the back
and then look at the garden and go, yeah, we had a nice holiday.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, probably that.
Very good. £1,250 is riding on this C'est a vida A. Is it right? Is it pointless? Let's discover. C'est a vida A. How many people said it? Is it right? Oh, it's right. It's right. C'est a vida A is right. That's the first thing it had to be. The second thing it has to be is pointless. It has to go all the way down to 0, and if it does, you leave here with £1,250 still going down. Yes! Very, very well done. Just brilliant. Very, very well done indeed. Brilliant. Oh, congratulations. Oh, that's wonderful. You managed to find that all-important pointless answer. Fantastic, which means you go home with a jackpot of £1,250. Brilliant. Richard.
Yeah, we've had the jackpot won on the last 3 shows in a row now. Very well done. C'est a vida A, that's the way life is. Brilliant pointless answer. It was from the album Bilingual. Never a single called that. They did do one called Single Bilingual, but let's take a look at all the pointless answers. Before, Can You Forgive Her, Flamboyant, all of those pointless answers. Well done if you said any of those. How Can You Expect to Be Taken Seriously? I'm With Stupid, which was a song about Bush and Blair. Left to My Own Devices, a cover version of Somewhere, Yesterday When I Was Mad, and You Only Tell Me You Love Me When You're Drunk, which was their story. Their song about you and I.
Love you.
And we didn't accept I Love You Too. We didn't accept You Are or You Were Always On My Mind. It's just always on my mind. But you know what? Like you could care less.
Exactly. Well, thanks once again to our winning players, Andy and Claire, who go away with today's jackpot of £1,250. Join us next time for our 200th edition of Pointless. How about that, Richard? 200 episodes.
I know, 200. It's amazing, isn't it? It honestly doesn't feel like we've done any more than 195.
I know. Roundabout, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. It's going to be a special standalone show, inviting back some rather memorable contestants. So it'll be a little one-off. It's all people, because it's our 200th show. We scored 200 points in round 1, which is, of course, the worst you can do in Pointless. And we're inviting them back to have another go. Hope some of them get 200 again.
Then they can come back for our 400th show. Well, it's going to be a one-off special, so don't miss it. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.